Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna work on chenille stitch. This is my favorite stitch. I love tubular necklaces, bracelets, bangles, and I think chenille stitch is the best in this area. I just love it. It looks very feminine. These are just small strips, but this is the bracelet I made. I used the magnetic clasp that I had to glue with the chenille stitch, and look at the results. It's just gorgeous. I used some shiny green beads and some hematite beads here because I can't really use them in tutorials, so I try to use my sparkly beads outside of the tutorials because that's the only time I can do. And look, it's just gorgeous. I love it. So that's what we're gonna do today. And with chenille stitch, you have to have a base, which is ladder stitch. And because you can't really see it here because it's all glued inside of the clasp, I made short strips. So see this part here? That's ladder stitch. That's the base of chenille stitch. And here I made in different colors. So you will need 2 colors of beads. You can make with one. I actually made one for my boyfriend just using matte black, but if you're a beginner, don't try that. It's gonna be very hard to step up and you're just gonna mess up. So use 2 different colors, and when you are using 2 different colors, it will be easy to see where to step up and where you have to go next. So I'm gonna be using 2 different tones of lavender. This is my favorite lavender I use all the time. And then I'm gonna be using contrasting really dark lavender color as well. I'm gonna be using black Nymo with it, size D. You will need your clasp. This clasp is 7 mm clasp. So basically the inside diameter of the clasp is 7 mm. So if you are using the same beads, same numbers of beads I'm using, you will need this size of clasp. And then you will need your size 10 beading needles. Of course, you will need your scissors to cut the thread. And in the end, to glue the clasp to the bracelet, you will need your glue. If you have E6000, that's perfect. I don't have one. I don't use glue a lot, and this was actually given to me by my aunt. So it's some sort of German glue for jewelry. So I'll be using this, and you'll need a pick to be able to cover the inside of the clasp with it. So go ahead, get the materials ready, and then we'll get to work. So I have both of my colors ready. I thread my needle with the comfortable length to work with. If you end up short on thread and it won't be enough to finish your project, I will leave a link to a video on how to add thread, so don't forget to check it out in the description box if you don't know how to do it. And before we start, I wanted to explain you something. On a chenille stitch, you have 2 different colors, and one of them is the main color, and then in both of them, if you can see like the dots, those are the cross beads. That's what I call cross beads. And then this border that we're gonna build, on both of them I made different colors. Here for the border I used main color. So this here, the border is the same color of the main color, but this here I used the border of the color of the cross beads. Now that might matter when you're doing chenille stitch and you're not gonna cover the edges, but for my bracelet it doesn't matter because it's all gonna be hidden inside the clasp. And my suggestion is, if you've been beading a long time, you all have small stash of beads that is not enough for any project, or you have colors of beads that you don't like, use them up here. That's what I would do, but I don't have any leftovers or whatever, so I'm gonna be using the colors I have, but it's the perfect chance to use up some of the beads you have, so especially if you're doing a lot of it. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna pick up the main color I'm gonna be using, which is the lighter lavender. So for the beginning, I'm gonna pick up 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I picked up 4 beads of main color, and I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna leave a short tail that I'm gonna sew in later, so it doesn't have to be super long. And here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold it in place, and then I'm gonna go through the first 2 beads. So that will create this type of circle with 4 beads. So I'm gonna zoom in from here, and this is the beginning of our ladder stitch. So now here, I'm gonna go down the next 2 beads. So I'm just gonna pull it in place, hold the tension, go down through the next 2 beads. And here we sort of have a square. And now I'm gonna pick up 2 beads. See, I'm coming down. I'm gonna go through the other side of those 2 beads. And that's gonna create the 3rd row. We need 6. We need 6 rows. So I'm gonna go up these 2 beads. So I'm doing everything with my fingers. I'm not trying to hide it from you, but it's easier for me to hold the tension when I hold the beads with my fingers. So I'm gonna pick up 2 more beads. Now I'm coming on the upper side. I'm gonna go through the other side of those 2 beads. And that's gonna create our 4th row. And then I'm gonna go down again these 2 beads, pick up 2 more beads, then I'm gonna go down these 2 beads. So I have 5 rows, I need 1 more. I'm gonna go up these 2 beads, pick up 2 more, go through the other side, pull my thread. So I have 6 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 rows of ladder stitch. I'm gonna go down the last 2 beads. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold it together. So the end and beginning come together. And then see when my thread's coming down, I'm gonna go through down up on the first 2 beads. That should be able to connect, and then I'm gonna go back down the last 2 beads, and that's gonna connect. Ideally it would be a circle, but it's not really. Well, if you just pull the beads apart, it would be a circle. So that's how you make the base of chenille stitch. And maybe it looks like a triangle now. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my thread away from that tail. So instead of going down, I'm just gonna go through the neighbor bead upwards. So my tail is left on the other side, see? So what I'm gonna do now I'm gonna start my chenille stitch. I'm gonna pick up 2 beads of the same color because this lavender tone is my main color. I'm gonna go down the neighbor bead, but instead of going all the way through both, I'm gonna come out only out the first bead. I'm gonna pull my thread. It looks like a herringbone. I'm gonna go up the next bead, not both of them, but one. Pick up 2 beads. Then I'm gonna go down the neighbor bead. Again, come out after the first bead. We are building the first row of our chenille stitch here. So that looks like herringbone. I'm gonna go up the next bead. Pick up 2 beads. And then go down the next bead and come out after the first one. Where's my pick? So let me see what we have here. So here we have our base ladder stitch, and then we have the first row of chenille stitch. And now we're gonna continue to the 3rd row. And now I have to bring my needle up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up the next bead and then straight come out through the top bead as well. And pull my thread. And now here, I'm gonna pick up the second cross bead color. And now I'm gonna go down the next bead. that will stay between those two beads. Then I'm gonna go up the next bead, pick up one of the cross beads, and then go down the next bead. And then that will stay between those two beads. And then I'm gonna go up the next bead, pick up one cross bead, which is the darker color of lavender, and then go down the next bead. And that's the end of the second row of chenille stitch. And now we have to step up. And how we step up, I'm gonna go through the next bead, and then I'm gonna go through the top cross bead. And I think I need to unzoom a bit. So that's the second row of our chenille stitch ready. And now here, from now on, what I do, it's gonna be continuous, the same way until the very end. I'm gonna pick up two main color beads. I'm gonna go through the next cross bead. I'm gonna pick up two main color beads. I'm gonna go through the next cross bead. So I'm just adding two beads between those picks. I'm gonna pick up two main color beads, and then I'm gonna come out of last cross bead. And now here I have to step up, where I have to add my cross beads. So I'm gonna come out between those two beads. And here I will add the cross beads. I'm gonna pick up one cross bead. I'm gonna go down the lavender bead. I'm gonna skip that bottom cross bead. I'm gonna come up the next lavender bead. So I'm skipping that bottom cross bead. Again, I'm gonna pick up one lavender bead, the cross color. I'm gonna go through this bead, main color bead, skip the cross bead, go through the second main color bead. Pull my thread, and then the last one, pick up cross bead, go through main color bead, skip the cross bead, go through main color bead, and then we have to step up, go through that cross bead, because that's the last cross bead we were adding. And then I'm gonna pull my thread, and look, we have 4 rows of chenille now. And then again, I'm gonna add 2 beads between those cross beads, 2 main color beads through next cross bead, 2 main color beads through next cross bead, 2 main color beads through next cross bead. And since this is last one, we have to step up. I'm gonna come out between the next 2 main color beads. And now I have to add my cross beads. I'm gonna pick up one cross bead, come down the next main color bead, skip the cross bead at the bottom, and come out the next main color bead. And just pull your thread, pick up one cross bead, come down the main color bead, skip that cross bead at the bottom, come up the next main color bead. Pick up one cross bead, and this is the step up point. I'm gonna go down the main color bead, skip the cross bead, come up the main color bead, and that's where we have to step up and go through that cross bead. And look, it's forming. And now I'm gonna pick up again 2 main color beads. This is the correct one. Go through the next cross bead. 2 main color beads. Go through the next cross bead. 2 main color beads. Go through the next cross bead. And then we have to step up. And I'm gonna come out between those 2 main color beads. So it's always 3. We add 3 cross beads, 3 main color bead sets of 2, so it's always 3. So I'm gonna pick up 1 cross bead, come down the main color, skip the cross bead, come up the main color on the next one, and just pull my thread here. Pick up 1 cross bead, go down the main color bead, skip the cross bead at the bottom, come up the next main color bead, and just pull my thread. Pick up 1 last cross bead, go down the main color bead, go up the next main color bead, skip the cross bead in between, come up the main color bead, and then step up through the next cross bead. And then here I think I have to pull my needle a bit further. Okay, and now again I'm gonna add the main colors. 2 main color bead, go through the next cross bead. 2 main color beads, go through the next cross bead. 2 main color beads, go through the next cross bead, and come between those 2 main color beads. And then here I want to pull my thread. Pick up 1 cross bead, come down between the come down the next main color bead, skip the cross bead, come up the next main color bead. Pick up 1 cross bead, go down the main color bead, skip the cross bead at the bottom, come up the next main color bead. Pick up 1 last cross bead, go down the main color bead, skip the bottom cross bead, come up the main color bead, and step up, go straight through that cross bead. I'm gonna do it 1 more time with you, and I'm gonna let you continue, because it's the same way until the very end. If you still didn't understand, feel free to rewind, because if I do it until the very end, it's gonna be a very long tutorial. So I'm gonna pick up 2 main colors, go through the next cross bead. 2 main colors, go through the next cross bead. And the last, third 2 main colors, go through the last cross bead and step up between those 2 main color beads. And then we add the cross beads. 1 cross bead, go down the main color, skip the cross bead at the bottom, go up the next main color. Pull your thread, just try to keep the tension. Pick up 1 cross bead, go down the main color, skip the bottom cross bead, go up the next main color. Pick up 1 last cross bead, go down the main color, skip the bottom cross bead, go up the main color, and step up, going through the cross bead at the top. And now, look, it's forming chenille stitch. You just continue all the way until the very end. To make this bracelet, you don't really have to leave a big gap, because this bracelet, the clasp doesn't really add much length. And at the very end, once you stop, once you think you have just about 1 centimeter length left until you need the full. For example, if you're making 18 centimeter bracelet, leave a stop when you have 17. And that's when we're gonna finish it off with another ladder stitch on the other side, and then we're gonna glue the clasp. See ya! Now I'm almost at the very end. Like, if I put it around my wrist, it covers the full length of my wrist. So once I finish it, it will be a bit loose. That's what you want usually with this type of bracelets. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to finish it, and then we're gonna glue the clasp. So I'm coming out one of the cross beads. I'm gonna pick up 2 main color beads, go through the next cross bead, pick up 2 main color beads, go through the next cross bead, pick up 2 main color beads, and go through the next cross bead. Now when you are finishing the chenille stitch, you want to finish it the same way as you started, which is the ladder stitch. So we're gonna duplicate the other side and basically do everything backwards. Now that we're coming out of the main color bead, instead of the cross bead, we're gonna pick up 4 main color beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main color beads. I'm gonna go down through the next lavender main color bead, skip the cross bead, and then go up the next main color bead. And that's gonna create that weird herringbone stitch on top of that main colors. And then here again, I'm gonna pick up 4 main color beads, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down the next main color bead, skip the cross bead, and come out next main color bead. Again here, I'm gonna pick up 4 main color beads. And then I'm gonna go down the next main color bead. Okay, so now we have this weird flower shape, and now we have to connect these beads, the top 4 beads between each other, and that's gonna create our ladder stitch. So now I'm coming down of that main color bead. I'm just say what that's where we're coming out. I'm gonna go up the next main color bead. And then through the top 3 beads as well. But if you can do it at one time, I'm just gonna come out of 1 main color, 2 main color beads here. And then I'm just gonna pick up the last one as well. So now I'm coming out on top. And now here, I want to go ahead, go down back here, but just pick up the next 2 beads. And connect here. So I'm coming down, I'm gonna go up these 2 beads again, the same side. And now these 2 beads are connected, look. Looks like ladder stitch already. And now we have to connect this one. So I'm gonna go down the next one, here 2 beads. I'm gonna go up next 2 beads on the other side. And then I'm gonna go back down here. And then I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna go down the next 2 beads. And here now we have to connect the last here, open bead. So I'm gonna go up these 2 beads. And then go down these 2 beads. And then I'm gonna go up. And now we are done, look. The end looks identical to the beginning. And all I have to do now is just tie off the ends. I'm just gonna do one side with you and they'll let you do the other side. It doesn't really matter here. I'm just gonna be going up and down this ladder stitch here as many times as I want. I'm gonna tie a couple knots. It doesn't have to be, it's okay if it's messy because it's gonna be hidden inside of the clasp. So it doesn't really matter where you make the knots. So here I'm just gonna make 1 knot. At the top. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna go up the next 2 beads. I'm gonna go down again. And then here, I'm just gonna cut my thread. So go ahead, do the same thing with the other side. It's okay if it's messy. Then we're gonna glue the clasp. I tied off both ends and look at this gorgeous bracelet. Now we have to glue the clasp. I know it's a bit dark. It's very rainy and dark day here, so it's a bit stressful. So I have my clasp here, and when you glue the clasp, you want to, I have my big spool of Nymo, and what I'm gonna do when I glue the clasp, I'm gonna lay it on top of the spool to make sure that the when I glue the clasp, it looks that way. Because depending on what type of glue you have, you don't want it to leak out while it's drying. So what I do, I usually find something big enough to hold everything in place here and just leave it like that until next day. So now I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take one side of the clasp, take my glue, then I'm gonna pour some glue in it. You don't want to fill it up. I just pour it halfway maybe. That's where you need this peak. You can use a piece of wire or anything. I just happen to have this. And then I'm gonna spread that glue inside so it covers all the sides of the clasp. Just make sure you don't end up with the glue on the outside, because that's not gonna be nice. And then I'm just gonna remove the glue on the edges. Don't want it to leak out. And then I'm gonna take one side of the bracelet and push it inside. And now I'm gonna take my spool. I'm gonna lay one side like this. See? This is the side I glued, and I'm just gonna stand it up like that. So no glue is gonna come out. Then I'm gonna take the second part of the clasp, pour the glue inside, and then spread it inside. You just want to make sure you cover all the sides inside of the clasp. So no glue on the outside. Take the second side of the bracelet and just push it in. Then I'm just gonna leave it like this for overnight. And then I'm gonna see you tomorrow. And then we're gonna have a look at our bracelets. So the night has gone by. It's all dried. It's all nice and sturdy. Look, it's not gonna come apart. So I'm just really happy with the results. I'm really in love with this bracelet. I really love Chenille stitch, and I think it's perfect to make this tubular bracelets. And I mean, who doesn't like this magnetic clasp? I think they're just in trend right now, and it's very easy to put it on. It's very easy to take it off, and here you are. You don't need your man to do that for you every time. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I know most of you probably already have the beads. You might not have the clasp. I will leave all the sizes, all the dimensions, all the grams of beads I used in the description box. So go ahead and check it out. And if you don't have this clasp, in the next tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to make a bangle. Wait a second, I think I have one somewhere here. I made the Chenille bangle. So it's the same thing, but without the clasp. And the Chenille stitch works perfectly for bangle because of the beads. See, it kind of expands and it's nice. Like it's very easy to put it on. So in the next tutorial, I will show you how to do this, because it's gonna be a bit different. To be able to do this, you have to be able to start Chenille stitch without that border. So we'll do that in the next tutorial. If you want this one, make sure to stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave your comments, leave your questions in the comments section. I'll be happy to answer. And make sure to stay tuned for the next tutorial. Bye bye.